Greetings, beautiful people. I think I'm live. I think I'm here. Hey, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Come on, holler at your girl. Come on, stop you for a minute. Let me talk to you for a few minutes. I know I said I was gonna be here at 12:30, but how about mom stop by, y'all? And I'm telling you, y'all, we had a good conversation. We was at the kitchen table and we was chit chatting and just going. She had to come out for she liked to come out when it's early, because it's supposed to be a scorcher. It's already hot as I don't know what. It's hot as fire out there. So I was out there this morning. Y'all saw me out there this morning, and I gave you a little short video. I was checking on my stuff in the garden, and just checking out my little stuff. Hey y'all, hey, what's going on, Love Lacey? Hey, peace and blessings to you. Hey, how you doing, Jonathan? All right. It's Captain Wolf. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? I'm glad y'all stopped by to holler at the girl. I was saying, yeah, Mama came over and she just left a few minutes ago. And then another thing, my son, he was here today. So most of the time I'm here by myself with the dog. And so he wanted to talk to me about his little music and all that stuff. So I had the time with mom and the conversation, like I said, was deep. Oh, and first let me tell you, and then my son, he was here. And so he talked to me about his stuff, what's going on with his little music and stuff. So I had to pull me that way for a minute. And then he going to hang out for a little while because he's off today, and he had on his little fishing cap and dressed all neat and stuff. And I was just telling him how to make sure he keep hydrated, running around in all that heat. You know what I mean? Young people, you know how they do. They don't care how hot it is. They still got to fly. I'm not sure. The one thing about them, they don't have no grass growing underneath their feet. They be making things move. That mama with that. And but look, me and mama have deep conversations. We was talking about all kinds of stuff. But I guess what mama, I told mama, I said, Mama, we got to take this conversation live one day. I said, these people are they need this conversation. And check with the title. I said, Mama, what you want the title to be? She said, I don't fool with that mess. I don't care nothing about no computer. I said, I know, Mama, me neither. I'm getting used to it now too. I said, but let's talk about, I said, let's talk about this subject and to everybody else. I said, let's put it out there. And she said, yeah. So I wrote down the title. It's gonna be called um Too Deep, Too Soon. And it's about relationships. And how about when a person is too deep, knowing when you got too deep too soon in a relationship. And I'm telling you, Mama had a serious perspective, but I'm gonna hold that. And I said, Mama, well, what day we gonna do it? And she said, and she was just thinking, she said, I don't know. So she blurted out the word Tuesday. I said, well, Tuesday is the time I'm supposed to be talking to the trying to do the pickle thing. But Mama said, well, she that's her schedule. She gonna do Tuesday. But anyway, so we're gonna be doing that for you. So now, let me just make sure y'all still here. Everybody here? Okay. So look, y'all know I told you the thing glare on this thing. I said this every video. Y'all probably said, damn, you done told us one time. But I want to talk to y'all about something that's real, real deep. And I named the title. What's the name? What was the name of my title, y'all? I forgot. Dang, I wrote it down. I thought I did. Um, but I was what I call it? Down on it. What I told y'all the title was. It's about your mouth. Y'all in there? Oh, hey. You said too deep, too soon. Yeah, that's gonna be I'm telling you, hey. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's gonna be, it's gonna be deep, girl. Yeah, yeah. It was Mouth of the South. Mouth of the South. That's what I want to talk to y'all about. Okay, let's talk about this Mouth of the South. I wanted to talk to y'all about this. Do you know your mouth is a deadly weapon? And the Bible tell you, people that read the Bible, they know they say it's a two-edged sword. Your tongue is a two-edged sword. You can talk, you can say something sweet to a person, or you can say something bad to a person. Well, I want to talk about your mouth. And the reason why I want to talk about your mouth and what comes out of it, I want you to realize and really pay attention to what's coming out your mouth, because it's a deadly weapon. And you never know what trigger words that you may say that's coming out your mouth towards somebody else. This is what this video is about. And I have some examples for you too. Yes, Lord, for real. I'm telling you, you can say something, one thing to a person, and the same thing to another person, and they'll take it totally different. And it could cost you your life. It could cost you all kinds of problems. You have family members and friends that don't even speak to each other. They go a long time without talking to one another simply because somebody said something to them that cut them or hurt them or killed the spirit within them. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something that's really personal. Okay, I'm gonna tell you about this girlfriend first, and then y'all remind me to tell you about my own situation. Okay, so I had this girlfriend, right? And she was single. She was married before, two children, and she's dating and stuff. And so she met this guy, and she thought this was the guy for her, right? And so they started dating and everything, and she cared about him so much that she sold everything that she had and she moved out of state to where he was, packed all the stuff that she had left, U-Haul truck and some more, and went living with this guy. He had apartment, but she had a full, nice, beautiful home, right? That was left to her by her mother, to be exact. And her mother passed. Well, anyway, long story short of it, she came back home to the States where we live at, broken. And she called me and came to my house and said, "Can I come to you, see you?" And I said, "Yeah, come on. You know, I could see something was wrong. You could hear on the phone that something was wrong." And she came to me and she was telling me this story. How about this man said to her after they had intercourse, right? And he don't had sex with her before and all of that. But this particular time, after he had intercourse with her, he told her that her body disgusted him. And she was just crying and crying. I'm like, wow. I was like, that's some deep stuff. I said, well, he been there. I mean, why would he say that? And she don't know why, but I'm saying that hurt her so bad that for some reason, in my opinion, I believe that triggered something in her mind. And now, today, all she do is just sleep with a man, just sleep with him, just sleep with him. I think she's trying to prove to herself that what he said to her was wrong because it cut her so bad. It killed that in her. You see? So that's one person that I know about that happened. It's another person. This now that's a female. Now here's a man that done told me this. He even have a relationship. He don't have a relationship with his wife, and this man I know is a family member. So it's not, we talk, and she was mad at him and she wanted to demasculate him, and they were going to have sex, but he at that time evidently couldn't get himself together to perform, to say it in a nice way. And she picks it up and she just did it like this. He said she just did it like this, picked it up and said, "What's that? What I'm supposed to do with that?" Right? It's not funny. It's not funny, but I'm just telling you how people can talk to people and mess them up. I mean, really mess them up in the head and not knowing it. So now he has a way that he looks at women. See? Because she broke him down. So now he looking for validation in women. And my friend is looking for validation, both of them loosely. The girl is looking for men validation, and he's looking for the female validation just because of that incident right there. Now, I'm trying to see what y'all saying. Hey, hello, how you doing? Two equal ones. Nice to see you. Yeah. So when you talk, your mouth can be deadly because when I said deadly, your tongue and your mouth is deadly. What you're saying out your mouth because you have all kinds of emotions. You got ego, you have happy, sad. You got all kinds of emotion. And when somebody says something to you that might be hurtful to you, it can kill that energy, that emotion that's inside of you. It can weaken your emotions. It can lower the vibrations in that particular emotion and it can play with your head. Just like when you can say something to your child and you think that you ain't saying nothing wrong to your child, but they internalize what you're saying. You hurt their little feelings and they don't forget it. They don't forget it, right? They don't forget it. So what you need to do now and what you have to start doing is start setting boundaries and finding out or asking your mate, your partner, your whoever, ask them, Well, what's your trigger? What is your trigger? What's the trigger word? What's something that'll piss you off, that'll push you to the no limit style? What you wouldn't want me to say or do? Right. Okay, now, personal about me. Hey Dar, how you doing, darling? Yeah, hey, talk about something personal about me. Now, in my second year of marriage, let me tell you what had happened was in my second year of marriage. Now, both my husband and I come from two-parent household. Never had we had no my mom and dad and them, they didn't do no fighting with each other. You ain't hear no arguments, none of that stuff. But not that they didn't have them, it's just that we weren't privy to them. They won't like that. What they had going on between them was going on between them, right? Okay, so now me, married at 18, I'm living in another state with my new husband, his first time marriage, and like that. So, all right. So now, and my husband 2 years older than me, by the way. Okay. So now, no children or nothing. And this is second year of marriage. So this one particular night, he said he have a lot of friends, like all during the military. So he had a lot of guy friends and stuff, and knew a lot of people. Well, here I am. I'm fresh. I'm new. I'm the virgin. I'm like I don't know nothing about life. I live with my mom and dad all my life, so I'm coming here with you, thinking that we're gonna have this nice little. I got my little stuff dripped up in my little head. So this particular night, we had dinner and all that stuff like that. And him and his friends was over, and they was drinking and talking and all that. And they gonna go out to the club. So I'm like, cool. All right, y'all have a good time. I don't care nothing about that stuff. That didn't bother me at all. Not insecure in that way at all. So I went on. It got started getting real late. It was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I told y'all I get up early every morning. That's just always been in me because my father used to say, when you sleep, all you accomplish is a dream. And when you wake up, even that's gone. See? So we all had to rise early in the morning. That's his habit. Okay. So I'm up. And so I get up. I see y'all. Hi y'all. When I get up, I notice that he's not here. He's not at home. So I'm thinking, wow, this dude, this like that. Then I'm up and I'm thinking, well, he not here yet. Well, maybe he coming. The club closed. You start thinking, well, I think the club closed at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So well, maybe he'll be in a few hours or something like that. Long story short, how about the longer he stayed out, the madder I got. Because for me, I was feeling like here I am in another state. I don't know nobody. You got all these people that you know. And we had that one vehicle. I didn't have a vehicle at the time. I felt like I was on an island stranded. And I felt like, even though I had, food in the house and all this kind of stuff, the point was, I didn't know where you were. I thought something could have happened to you. Somebody could have got locked up. I wouldn't have known which way to go about getting you out because I don't know nothing about all that crazy shit. See, all this is fresh to me. See what I'm saying? So my anger was building and building and building. And see, I'm a kind of person that I'm gonna say what I gotta say right now, right now, right now. I'm gonna say what I got to say to you. If I don't, and I'm not gonna bust wide open until I get what I gotta say out to you, right? But you won't know where around. 6 o'clock in the morning, y'all. Here he come. He coming. He coming. And I'm like, this mother, you see what I'm saying? So he put the key in the door. He thought he was going, he put the key in the door, they come on in there, everything gonna be all cool. And hear me go with my mouth. I said, where you been, you mother? I said, what the? I mean, this month right here, I can whip you with this real bad. I can whip you with this. I can say some things because I had two brothers older than me, and my dad, he cussed, my grandfather. I can tear you down with this right here. I can. And I know I can't beat you, but you hurt me, you pissed me off, and you didn't care about how I felt. So I'm gonna let you know that you ain't coming in here all smooth and you gonna go take your shower and go lay down. I don't care if you was Sally Sue or whoever you was with. You disrespected me. You don't do that. If you gonna stay out longer, you should have called me and said, "Look, I'm gonna hang out a little longer." I'd be like, "Okay, cool." See, then I know what's up. But here I am with all this stuff in my head. See, and when you come in, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to tell you some things. But I said there's one word, and I can't tell y'all what that word is because if I tell y'all what that word is, that would be a betrayal of our relationship. But I called him a word, a name. And he didn't say anything while I was doing all of this. So I told you he a laid back dude. He a real quiet, he quiet, laid back guy. He real cool cat, right? When I called him that, he walked towards me. And as he walked towards me, I'm looking at him like, what you coming to me for? What you coming to? Because I'm thinking what I'm saying and what I'm doing is right because I'm in the right. You see, that Negro. Now my husband is 6'2", and he's 210 pounds, all muscle. And my little ass, now this is the biggest I ever been in my life. I always weighed between 135 pounds and 145 pounds. This is the biggest I ever been. I told you about the thyroid and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, he came to me, and you know how I got to stand up, y'all. That nigga walked towards me like he did the little steps towards me, and I'm standing right here, and I'm like, you know how the girl, you know how we do with a lady, you know how we do, you know how we do. He walked towards me and took my arm, both of my arms. I gotta show you. You know how you grab somebody by the arm like that? But I'm standing. He wind up picking me up. It's almost like by the elbows. And he picked my ass up. And I'm 5'5". He picked my ass up all the way up to his eye level. He just picked me up. And when he picked me up, he gave me this look like, like a look of death. It's a look that I can't even explain. He didn't say nothing or nothing. And just as fast as he picked my ass up, he stood my ass just like like a little statue. You know, you pick something up. He picked my ass up, and of course, I ain't saying it. I'm going up. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm scared now because my stomach, like, you know how you get on a roller coaster ride and shit, and your stomach start flipping, you get them butterflies and shit. I was like, oh shit! I'm going up in the air. I knew my daddy and my brothers and my uncles and all them. They was in Virginia. Here I am in Georgia. I ain't got no backup, and I'm running my goddamn mouth. He had my ass up in the air just for a few minutes, just enough for him to pull me up to his eye level. And he looked at me and he gave me that look. And after he looked at me, he eased my ass on down with the same look. And I'm standing down. And when he stood me down, he turned right around and walked right out the goddamn house. Yeah, he did. He walked right out the house without saying anything. And I did not go behind him. I didn't go behind him cussing and saying I ain't opened my goddamn mouth. I sat there, I sat my ass still. And I thought to myself, I said, God damn, what kind of shit did I marry? I was like, what the fuck you got yourself in? This man mad at you. And then I started thinking about it. That's some reverse con kind of shit. Then you know how your body say, what the hell gonna do that to you? You start talking yourself out of it. But in that moment, I realized right then that was his limit. I better not cross that limit. And everybody got a limit. And if I crossed that limit, it could have went left. It could have went left. You see? So I'm telling you now, that ain't nothing to do. And let me tell you when he crossed the limit with me and what had happened to his ass. Okay, y'all ready for this? Let me look at your comments. Woo! Let me look at your comments. Okay, he did the up and down eye level. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Hey, that was enough, Lacey. That was enough. I'm telling you, that was enough. When he put well, at the time when that big, but when he put my ass up in the air like that and put me down like that right there, I was like, oh shit, what the hell? Back then he was doing like the PT and all physical therapy, the running and stuff in the military and all that kind of stuff. Like, even I went out of shape, but still, it's like you can't be no damn man. What the hell? And how did you do that? So let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened that he did to me. He called me. I ain't gonna tell you the name he called me that made me mad. And I had bought him on his birthday a machetes. Y'all know what a machete knife is? It's a knife with got a hoop to it, and it's got a handle. And it was big and round, nice and sharp. It'll cut down things in the jungle and everything. It was sharp. It would cut anything. So I had bought him a machetes knife, and I had a big palm tree inside of my house as a plant. And the plant was like from the ground, big pot, and it went all the way up to the ceiling. And the machete's knife was in a case. You had to take it out of the case. But anyway, it was in the plant right there in the thing. So he said something to me, and the way this guy triggered is, he was irritated because he was in the field for like 2 months, and then when he came home, he was irritated pretty much at what was going on outside of the house. And he came home with that kind of, how people get attitude, they kind of take it out on you, and everything that you say to them, they have like a snappy response, like a snappy, I don't know. Or like, no, or act like they don't hear what you're saying when you ask them something. and you oblivious to it because you just wanted an answer to your question or something. Well, this is the way this is started. So I said something to him, I asked him a question or something, and then he said he answered, but it was so nasty. It was so nasty. And then he said that word that I don't like, that'll make me, yeah. I can't tell y'all that word because you never tell your enemies, you never know who your enemy is, what would defeat you. But anyway, and when he did that, guess what Oyo did? I didn't give a damn. This is the first 2 years of our marriage. Now, this was the first year was fine. The second year is when we had to set our boundaries. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When he said that, I went straight over to that palm tree. I grabbed that machetes and I whomp. I pulled that sucker out. Don't you know that that Negro flew out the house and it was sand not far from where we lived. It was like a beach. It was sand. That nigga was running on sand away from me, and me behind him, barefooted and all, with the machete, running behind his ass, trying to catch him. I did not catch him. And that night, that day, because it was the daytime, he stayed on military posts because all every time everywhere we lived, we always lived off of the base. We always had our own place. We never lived on no army base or nothing like that. But he stayed the night on the army base that night with some of the friends, the guy friend, because he didn't come back home. And I'm glad he didn't because if he did, I don't know what could have happened was because hey, I'm trying to tell you that day I didn't give a damn. I was going to show you. I don't care how big your ass was. You was going to get a piece of that. You were going to get sliced and diced, and he knew it. So now I'm telling you. Let me see what y'all said. Not what kind of. No, but no, I'm just trying to tell you though, that happened. See, okay, so that happened, like I said, the second year. First year, everything all love and all that stuff and everything. I love in the second year. But those two incidents, it's incidents that happened in our relationship. So after him spending out on the birds and stuff like that, he called me and asked me, could he come home? And by that time, I'm down now. I'm calm. I'm good. I'm like, yeah, we got to talk. So we had a conversation, and we promised one another in this relationship, that second year of our relationship, that we will never ever say anything that will disrespect one another to take us there. See? And we both kept our promise. We never, I don't care whatever he do or whatever he has said, I would never use the trigger word. He would never use a trigger word for me. We don't cross those boundaries. We just don't do that. And if you cared about a person, or if you cared about anything, even if you cared about your children, fathers and mothers, say you got a baby mama and you want to see your children and stuff like that. Father's Day is coming and everything, and you got all these got these fathers that can't see the dad, the babies and stuff like that because the mama pissed off at the daddy, you know. Uh you can't do it, they won't let you see the child. Basically, it's because you keep pulling the trigger. In some way or another, you're pulling the trigger, whether she bitter or not. It's because you're pulling that trigger that makes her hold on to being that mad at you and being that being spiteful and conniving and taking you through changes. See? Everybody have a trigger word or a trigger something that you can do or say to them that will kill something inside of them that will make them, doubt themselves and hold you accountable for what you said. You see, they'll hold that grudge against you. I'm gonna read y'all comments, y'all. See what you're saying. Okay. Okay, I'm reading y'all. Boundaries are very much important. In a relationship, if you don't have any boundaries, you're bound, you're doomed. You're doomed. Your relationship is doomed from the beginning. Yes. I told it. I turned into a lady samurai. I didn't give a damn because something I never did was do a lot no fighting. I ain't do no fighting because I can cuss you, I can get you down with this right here. I can cut you up with this. But that thing got me so mad while I was chasing this big tall ass nigga down there. And he knew I wasn't bullshit. I told y'all my mama 4 children. I'm the fight child. I'm doing better. I'm doing a lot better. The older I get, the better I do. I do better. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta set them boundaries. I'm straight up. Hey, hey, Wanda, how you doing, darling? Yeah, but so we, like I said, we said we're not gonna go there because it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. But I was thinking about Father's Day and how that's coming up, and I know there's a whole lot of women that even if the man is wrong, I know they wrong as two damn left shoes. But we got to make sure we check ourselves too because we can say some stuff. Both parties actually can say some stuff that will cause harm and hurt to the children, to yourself. I mean, to everybody around you. You see? So we just gotta do better with that. And I was thinking how deadly it can be and how it can damage your children. We got to stop making the children choose sides between the mama and the daddy. That's whether you baby daddy, baby mama, or in a relationship. If you mad at the man and all that kind of stuff, we can't be talking to the children and say your daddy don't care about you, your daddy ain't give you no child support, your daddy this, your dad. We got to stop talking down on the daddies, and you guys got to stop talking down on that mama. I don't care how you feel about her. You can tell her by herself you think that she that if that's what you feel like, but not in front of the children. But you still shouldn't tell her in a way where it neither and the woman shouldn't tell the man in a way that is going take something from them, cut them, kill their spirit, kill their who they really is, because it hurts more when it comes from somebody you love. You take that shit as real. You take that as factual. When somebody tell you something, you take just like say this. Say me as a mother. If I tell my child you ain't shit, you ain't gonna never be shit. You just like your daddy. They gonna believe that because it's coming from somebody that they hold in high regard. See, so we have to be careful because in the back of their mind they're gonna think that. But in the end, the children are gonna wind up hating you. They're going to wind up hating that person that's been telling them that once they find out the real truth about what's been going on as they grow up. You see? Mm-hmm. Hey, Draco, how you doing? Yeah. So we're gonna have to be real careful. So whatever that man do, we're just gonna have, and whatever that woman do, we're gonna have to say, look, am I crossing the line? And I know you want to hurt him without putting your hands on him. I get that. And women, I know you want to hurt his ass. I know you want to fix him a pot of soup. I know you want to fix him a nice old mixed drink with a little love in it. I know you want to do all these things. You see what I'm saying? But you can't do no Al Green on that nigga and put no grits on the stove and throw it on his head. You can't do that. That's going too far. You see, you can't be doing all of that. See, that's real crazy. I'm looking at you, Daryl. Hey, Daryl, you said I don't like that word get out or what you mean your mama or your mama jokes? Oh yeah, oh that's your trigger. Uh-huh. Yeah. And see, women have a way of doing that too. Women have a way of doing that. Or this my shit. That's why I said in the other video, it's better when you come in a relationship that both people have blank slates. I don't give a damn. Have blank slates. Don't have a whole lot of things and material stuff when you come into a relationship. That's a you look, let's build this thing together. This is mine. This is ours, not just mine and yours. This ours. It's no big eyes and no little U's in a relationship. We're building towards one goal. You see what I'm saying? We got to stop competing against one another. If you love somebody, you don't need to be competing against them. That's crazy. You don't do that. You don't do all of that. That's some crazy shit. But we do that all the time. Just like who the better parent, like that. And children real smart because when I was a child, we used to it's four of us, I told y'all, two boys, two girls. And we used to ask our mama, could we do something? And she'll say, go ask your my daddy used to say, go ask your mama. And when we go ask mama, mama say no. And then we'll go back to dad and say, mama said no. He'll say, what your mama say? We said, mama said no. And he'll say, well, then it's no. They had an agreement. You couldn't go to one parent and say, can I do this? He said, well, what your mama say? And mama would say, well, what your daddy say? See, they had that kind of thing. And you couldn't trick neither one of them. But children would try to use a parent against another parent. See? Yeah. Yeah, they would do that. They'll try to do that because they're smart and they know what's going on because they hear y'all talking. See, they know how to get around all of that because they're hearing what you're saying to each other. They know exactly how you feel about each other. They can tell. When you go on to switch children, say it's a man's weekend to get the kids or something like that, if y'all not living together. When you do that transfer of the children and y'all transfer them, they know exactly what's up by the way y'all communicate with each other. See? They'll know whether you're mad or not. They'll know it. They'll know it. You can't fool them. See? Because they don't heard all other stuff. You know? I'm reading y'all comments. Yeah, right. But they play games on the children get caught up in a lot of stuff. And I wanted to say this too. If you think peace, if you don't think that you have to pay for peace, you're sadly mistaken. Peace at all costs come with a cost. Really, it do. If you want peace in your household, you need to know what the boundaries are with the people that dwells within your household and in your space. See, you got to know. And sometimes peace comes with cutting off the outside, family members, girlfriends, guy friends. If you want peace, because some people like that, they be mad about your peace and they'll come in to try to disturb your peace. See, and sometimes you got those in-laws that's getting in between y'all relationships with their tongue and teeth, putting shit in your relationship, see? And building you up. Where when you go to the man and you start an argument with the man because of what somebody else has said, but it never had crossed your mind in the beginning. They tell you something, be like, oh yeah, mm-hmm. And when you get an argument with them, you start spitting the stuff out that somebody else done told you. See? You have to really be careful about what's coming out your mouth and them trigger words that'll set people off where they can really cost you a whole lot of trouble. See? Mm-hmm. Yeah, happy life, happy wife. You damn right. But I think the men feel the same way too. You see, men, women feel the same way about the husband. Because if you got a happy man, you got a whole happy house too. See, it goes both ways. It's not one-sided thing. We both have to be respectful of each other, of how we treat each other and what we say to one another. See? And we need to uplift each other more around our children and stuff like that. People need to do that. And they need to the mom and the dad both need to even though they're mad or don't get along with each other, your mom is, even though me and mom don't get along, she still is my wife and my child, your mother, and we're gonna respect that. See? Because if that's shown, then the children gonna be like, well, they may argue and stuff like that, but dad and mama, they do love each other though, and they taking care of me. So they won't be caught up in the middle of your bullshit and your mistake and your problems and what you did, because y'all did it. Because at some point, the both of y'all cared about each other. If it went up for 2 seconds, you might have met her in the club and had sex with her and she got pregnant. Okay. Well, that was that 2 seconds. It was 2 seconds of a minute that you decided that you want that you had you maybe she got pregnant, but it was 2 seconds that you cared something about what you was doing. You was into what you was doing. But if it went up for 2 seconds, and it only take 2 seconds or half a second to say something out your mouth, see, that would damage a person for a lifetime. See? So you both have to be careful with stuff. Hey, Selena. Yeah, you both have to be careful, with choosing and picking mates and how y'all talking around children and how y'all talk to one another. Because your words your mouth is deadly. It can be deadly. Because again, what one person will take that you say another person won't. My trigger word might not be yours. You might not care about what they say or how they say that word to you. It might not even bother you. Be like, okay, whatever. And some people walking around these days now saying all of these words like it ain't nothing to it, like it's really your name. You see, we got a lot of people walking around acting like these old derogatory names and things like that is who they are. See, so we gotta come off of that. We really do. I'm gonna read what you said. What about a happy husband? You see your husband say, yeah, too, yeah, right. Because you want a happy husband too. Everybody can be happy if we treat each other the way we want. We think that this is another thing. You know that I told y'all before in a video that I made. It said, do unto others as you have them do unto you. That means treat people the way you want to be treated. I said, I do not agree with that. You cannot treat me the way you want to be treated. because I might not like the way you like to be treated. I might not like the names that you like to be called. That's so you can't treat me the way I want to be treated. Ask me what I think, how I feel. See, that's why I say you have to be real careful and make sure you know what triggers a person to their trigger words and what they like. That boundaries has to be set in that relationship. Okay, I'm reading y'all. I found when you make your queen happy, she has no problems of making her king happy. And that's true. And that's the truth. It's not a problem. See? Yeah, it's no problem. You like to let people you like to oh, I'm reading you, Love Lacey. I like to let folks talk, let them get it out. Then if I need to address what they express, I will. Uh-huh. How most times I have. Yeah, right. In a perfect world, it is. But when you have an heated the conversation or debate or not a conversation, it says a real hot topic or a topic that has a whole bunch of emotions that be rushing at one time. It's kind of hard because people have not learned how to be quiet and listen to what that person is saying before they respond. Most of the time, you have two people yelling at each other, trying to get their point across. And you know what I call them? I call those people right fighters, as they want to be right in a relationship. They want to have the last word in the relationship. Those are right fighters. You cannot be a right fighter. You got to know when to hold them and you got to know when to fold them. You got to know. You can't bring it to a plateau where everybody is because something is going to explode. And it only takes a second. And you can another thing, you can say, I'm sorry, after y'all have a little argument or whatever goes on in your relationship, and that you can come to that person and say, I'm sorry. Yeah, you may be sorry that you said what you said, but that person can't unhear that shit that you said. And forever it's gonna be in their mind. And when I say forever, they ain't gonna never forget it. You know, they used to say that a woman's mind is like an elephant, because elephants don't forget. A man's mind like an elephant too. They don't forget either. Yeah. Hey, how you doing, Valentina? Yeah, they don't even forget. I'm reading y'all comments now. Yeah, right. Everybody trying to be right instead of being happy, right? But you know, if they just take the time, sometimes discussions, a topic of a topic can last more than that moment. Like you know, if you have a disagreement at that particular time, and you see the other person not understanding the way what you're trying to relate to them, it's okay to stop that conversation. Let that person, okay, say, okay, all right, okay, all right. But then you need to go back, you know, get back, step away from it. And you, even if you have to revisit that same topic another time in a different way, because like they say, it's more than one way to skin a cat. Same with common and relating with one another. See? And the reason why I want to bring this reason why I'm talking about this subject is because, like I said, Father Day is coming up this Sunday. Even though this should be every day, I know that y'all might be communicating a little bit more. People get real happy, and you know, and some be happy, some be mad, and all kinds of things can happen. But just consider what you're saying to that other person and how you saying it. And maybe you don't need to say shit at all. If you don't know how to figure out how to say, just don't say nothing. That's the best way, you know, to because of course the main thing is the children. They are the ones that's important, and then you don't want to, and that woman, you don't want to hurt her because if once you mess her up, you gonna mess your chances up for seeing your baby. It gonna make it even harder for you. So try to be respectful of your your uh, children's mother, and vice versa. Women, it's not just their job to be respectful. You cannot antagonize them and keep poking and poking and poking and think that they're not gonna say nothing. Damn, you can't do that. That don't work like that. They may have the muscles and all that strong shit like that, but they don't think like that. They are more reactive. See? And we women, we already think about that shit, but we already know ahead of time what we're gonna do. We already know what we plan on doing. Cause we more manipulative. You know we are. Y'all know I ain't telling no secret. And the men know we are too. See? So we need to pull back from that bullshit and stop using these children, see, to try to control a grown person that has no intentions of doing what you want them to do. See what I'm saying? And even they, because they want to do it on their own. If they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it on their own. If they're not, they're not. You need to figure out what your plan B is. If that nigga ain't your plan B, you need to come up with a plan B. Anyway, okay, I'm listening. Absolutely correct. I do not like talking with man. Yeah, but you going to say something that you regret. And the thing is, they can't unhear it. They can't unhear it. I read your mind. Right. Yeah, don't say nothing at all. And see, when you don't say nothing at all, if you upset about something, then that's a really big deal not to say nothing at all at that time. But you also can't hold all of those things, those emotions inside forever, because a person that's not intuitive, or a person that is not a people person, they can't read you, they can't figure out what you thinking. See, and they can lead, they can put in their mind what they think you thinking. At some point, in other words, you're going to have a conversation. But that's what two adult people that cares about a relationship should be able to do at some point in that relationship. See? See? And you can't let that go on for years and years. You have to nip that stuff in the bud and set them boundaries early. That's the foundation. That's like building a damn building without having a damn foundation. You got bricks all around the place, but you don't have nothing for the bricks to stand on. See? How do that building last? It won't. Not for too long. hmm You say, is my thoughts for real? What you mean is your thoughts for real, Valentina? Let me go back up here and see what you're saying. Oh, I read your mind. I read your mind at times. I just don't say anything. Oh, you talk about my mind, or you read your husband's mind sometime, or my mind as sometimes, or you just don't say anything. I'm trying to see what y'all saying too. Yeah, okay, yo. What about our elders when they share their thoughts? What you mean? Oh, he said, okay, yo, what about our elders? Oh, yeah, okay. I'm talking about when your elders, you talking about like if somebody in your family share their thoughts on your relationship, what do I think about that? My favorite family member, she is an elder. However, what she has done and says has left me speechless. Well, first of all, you can't take advice. You can be an older person. A person can be an older person. And, and my dad used to say, it's nothing like an old fool. See, there are some people that are old that has been fools, or are fools, or talk foolish. See, for me, this is my opinion. I personally wouldn't want to take advice from somebody that have not been there and have not done that. See, one can assume something, and one person could say, a person could say, this is what I would do if I was you. See, but again, you're not me. You never been there. You never done that. Now, the person that's been there and done that can tell you some things. You still don't have to do it the way they did it. You still have to figure out how you're going to maneuver to it and what's comfortable for you in your life and how you're going to apply that to to your life. So you can have an old fool telling you some things, and they just as miserable as hell. Probably ain't never been married, ain't never been out of state, country, or nothing like that. They the main ones that have a whole lot of mouth to try to tell you young folks how to live their life. And see, they do their children like that too. Try to live through their children of stuff that they woulda, coulda, shoulda have done when they were younger, and then they try to live through their children. So you really have to be careful at who you take advice for. I don't give a damn if he's a psychologist or psychiatrist and got degrees. If your ass ain't been through that, and if you don't know nothing about that life, don't try to tell me about that life. You have to have been through it. Just like when somebody tell me or have been told, excuse me, they told me I lost my mother or I lost my father. Because I remember when my husband lost his father. I had no, and my father was still here. I couldn't, I saw the pain, I see the hurt, I saw all of that. And I did as much as I could, in my opinion, to try to comfort him, to comfort him. But I could not imagine that. And then when I lost my father, shit, I couldn't believe that my husband was still standing and as strong as he was when his father went. Because I was like, God damn, that's a pain that is never ending. But I couldn't understand that. And I didn't try to understand it because I couldn't, but all I could do was comfort him. See, it's the same thing with somebody giving you advice they've never been through. You see? Okay, I'm reading your comments. I'm talking too much without reading. I'm missing thought. Okay, I had to learn the power word. Yeah, the words are powerful as hell. Oh yeah. Okay, what about elder? We said that. Okay, right. Somebody's going to catch all that. Yeah, right. They're gonna catch that building dead on the damn head. The building gonna fall in on them if you try to build a relationship or anything that you're trying to do without a foundation. Just like if you will start a business, you have to have a business plan. Same thing in a relationship. You have to have a plan. Yeah, it's like it is a business. A marriage is a business. It really is. It's in a lot of ways. I'm reading still, y'all. Okay, now let's go down. I got you, Selena. Hmm. Yeah, most people don't know how to communicate properly without acting a fool. Ah, it is hard to be in a relationship with a fool. Yeah, that's why you have to be careful of who you pick, who you pick. You gotta, and that's gonna be all of some of that you talking about is some of the stuff that me and my mom was talking about earlier. Oh man, Mama D, she was telling me some of her stuff about. Oh, she was telling me, ooh, girl, I gotta say, I can't say that. Ooh, it's just killing me not to say nothing. Okay, listen to you, looking at you, Selena. I listen to older women that have successful marriages. Because they have knowledge that I'm not aware of. Oh, well, indeed we do, sis. Indeed we do. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know you did, ladies. You told me that you, and I'm sorry. I really am. My condolences to you, darling, that your mother passed. Mm-hmm. Right. And see, I hate to tell somebody that I know how you feel because that's a damn lie. I don't. I don't know how you feel. I can only imagine how I would feel if that happened to me, but I still don't know how you feel. But I can say, boy, I sympathize with people that's lost somebody. I mean, I show compassion towards them because I can't imagine, even though I know that it's going to be, that shall be one day for all of us. You see, but I mean, I'm just saying, it's hard to take advice from people that's giving it to you and never been there or done that. See, just like when a woman is pregnant, a woman have a baby. My aunt Barbara, she said this. She told me, she said, "Girl, when you have that baby, it's gonna be just like death. It's gonna be just like death." This was my first time I had my son. It's gonna be just like death, because hers was so bad and so painful and stuff like that, and she been through that. But see, that wasn't my experience. See, that wasn't that. It was painful, but that wasn't my experience. Because I used to tell her, if having a baby is like death, then how come so many women keep on having babies? There, it can't be that bad. That's me. That's me. That's me. You know, every woman's experience is different when it comes to that. So you see what I'm saying? I'm just reading your stuff. 2 weeks after I was born. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Hmm. One day at a time. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, right. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, but so y'all know I'm not gonna hold y'all long because like I said, I was just talking to y'all about that because like I said, I know Father's Day is coming up and stuff, and if you really want to have peace come with a cost, and the cost is not free. Peace, none in this world is free, and neither is peace. If you want peace, eliminate people in your life that keep pulling your trigger, keep using trigger words and stuff to try to trigger you to be emotionally depleted. Stay away from them type of people, even if it's family. Get rid of all of that. I mean, you can love them from a distance. You really can. So even though nobody in my family, I have done that too. No, I mean we all together. But I'm just saying, I would do that. They know that I would do that. I had an uncle that I told him, I threatened him. I said, look, if you keep on pissing me off, he was my daddy's brother. He was my father's brother. I'm the kind of person that my daddy told me something before he died, and he told me what to do, things that he wanted me to do. And so, of course, because I was in charge of his estate and all that stuff like that. And most of the people in my family put me in charge. But anyway, with my dad, I was in charge. And so, by this being my uncle, my father's brother, he thought that he can come in and, doing them film. You know how people do think they're going to arrange stuff the way they wanted to arrange it, and go through his stuff and take his stuff and all that kind of stuff. And my daddy gave me strong instructions. And my daddy was in his right mind to the day he took his last breath. He said, "Don't let him do none of that. Do what I tell you to do." And my nickname, he called me Gussie. My father called me Gussie. That was my nickname for my father. And Gussie is an old lady. Gussie means you've been here before. I told you. I told you I was a different type of child. But anyway, and so my uncle tried to pull that move, thinking that I was gonna be all destroyed and all this kind of stuff like that. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I did everything that my father told me to do. And I didn't really grieve to almost, like, I would say about 3 or 4 months later after my father passed. I couldn't try or nothing because I took care of him the whole time he was sick and all of that, me and my brothers. And I was good. I was good because in my mind, I was good. I was making sure my mama was good and holding up well, making sure my brothers and sister was cool and everything. And I would talk to him, make sure that my father, his grandchildren, my children, and everybody was good. My husband was crazy about it. I was making sure everybody else was good. And every time they was down, here I was to pick them up and all of that. And this one day, I was at work. I was in my office at my desk, and I was just doing my little paperwork and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, I had a rush of emotion go from my toes all the way up through the top of my body. And I could just feel my father. And tears were just flowing and flowing and flowing. And I could not stop crying and thinking about my dad. That's what, and he been gone, been dead. You see what I'm saying? And then once I got that out, I was good, but I didn't realize that I was internalizing that. You see what I'm saying? And the same way that happened to me about his death, this is the same thing that can happen to anybody that's not using their tongue in the right way. It might not hit you now, but you got that there. It's in your subconscious. You see? So you have to be careful how y'all talking to these baby mamas, and how baby mamas talking to these daddies, especially around these babies and stuff like that, and to each other, because y'all both need each other, because y'all gonna have to co-parent until those children get old enough to take care of themselves. And even after children get grown, they still gonna need you around to help them to guide you through this life. Just remember that. Yeah. You was your mom since 2017. You was your mother's caretaker. Yeah, yeah. My mom's mom would not let my mama or nobody take care of her but me. They would go over there and sit with it all. But my grandmother, my mother's mother, I would be the one to give her baths. I would be the one to give her the food. I was the one to do all that. She wouldn't let her own daughter do that. My uncle, which is my mama's brother, I was the one taking care of him. And my father, I was the one moved in his place, taking care of him. Everybody, my aunt, I was the one. Everybody in my family, I'm the one. I told y'all that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Only child raised by my mom. She passed in December 21. I'm sorry to hear that, honey. Yeah, you don't get over it. I don't think nobody ever get over it. But I think it's a mindset. I think it's a mindset of how you look at life and how you look at death. And for me, I choose to look at life as being a recyclable. It's recyclable. I look at it as there's life and there's death and there's life and there's death. So nothing really dies. Everything recycles. Everything recycles. And I'm a person that stays in nature. So I know this to be true. I know that everything recycles. You see, I know everything that, and this is off topic, but let me just put you. Let me. I ain't gonna give you that. That might be too deep for y'all. Y'all might can't handle that one. No, but life is recyclable, y'all. Mm-mm. Yeah, because I told you, every time I look at my son, he smiled like my daddy. He smiled like my daddy. You know, it's and my daughter. I mean, every time each one of them got something in them. My brothers, my oldest brother, have a facial expression like my dad, and my youngest brother walk like my father. See, my mom said that I remind him of my daddy, by I could be smiling and telling you some shit at the same time, but smile with it. That's my daddy's trait. Yeah, I'm just saying. Oh, that was my mama. Yeah, that is something. Yeah, I can smile. I can smile at you like this, y'all. Or you can smile, and I can be telling you some deep shit. I can also smile and cuss you out at the same time. I got that from my daddy. That was something I got. Well, let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you. My mom, she taught me how to love. Right? Think about what your parents did for you. Well, my mom, she taught me how to love. She taught me how to nurture. She taught me how, she taught me like how to care. You know, she taught me that part, right? My daddy, he taught me how to hustle. He taught me how to protect myself. He taught me how to survive this life. See? And both of them together, I needed all of that. See? I needed all of that. My brothers and sisters, we all needed all of that. See, because it's always more to have a balance. You can't have one without the other for real, for real. See, you need balance. And so the children need you too, some kind of way. You got to work it out. It got to be a balance. See? Mm-hmm. That cuss out a smile is true. Get folks right together. Yeah, it do. And when a person don't say nothing, it get them together too. Because when ain't nobody talking and you don't know what they thinking, that's danger. Danger approaching. See? hmm You a genius, so I appreciate you for being an elderly. Oh. Thank you so much. Thank you, Selena. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate. I mean, look. I wrote a poem one time at a funeral, and it was my grandfather's funeral, right? And I don't want to be talking about death, but I want to tell y'all something. What came to me was a thought process. When somebody's died, I wrote a poem called "Wisdom in the Wind." It's a whole lot of wisdom in the wind. It's a whole lot of elders since this earth has been formed that's came here and that's gone. But their wisdom is in the wind. That's the spirits of the people. When the wind blow, that's that wisdom in the wind. See? So I feel like this. When I leave here, this earth, I want to be able to leave some of this wisdom in the wind. And I want you to catch it. I want you to feel it. You see? I will be a fool to take this wisdom and just put it down and don't let it blow. It's wisdom in the wind. Know that. Yeah. You said I can't cuss and smile. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, thank you, Love Lacey. Thank you. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's really selfish of people that's older than you guys, or to take knowledge or something that they know and just and not give it back to somebody else that can use it. Cause see where I'm going, I probably where I think I might be going, because I don't know where I'm going. I don't. Truth be told, I don't know where I'm going. I don't believe there's a heaven, and I don't believe there's a hell. And the reason why I don't believe there's a heaven or a hell in some place, I believe there's a heaven on this earth that I can make it a heaven, or I can make my life hell right here on this earth. That's what I believe. I don't believe it's a destination somewhere else. I believe right here I can live in heaven. I can make my life heaven, or I can make my life hell. See, because ain't nobody that I know ever came back from a heaven or a hell and told me that it was one. Yeah, I'm gonna leave y'all right there. Yeah, I'm gonna leave y'all right there. I'm gonna leave y'all right there, baby. Okay, I'm gonna leave y'all right there. All right. I'm gonna give you one more thing, and then I'm gonna leave you. Wherever you walk on this earth, This a big, huge, wide. It's a big, wide world. They even said that men walked on the moon. This a big earth. We know in this earth, since it's been formed, millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people have died, right? Some was burned, some was buried, right? All over this earth. Before they had coffins and all these things, they in the earth, they on the ground, they're underneath there, right? So when you walk and you take a step, remember, you are walking on sacred ground. You walking on somebody's grave. This house right here is on somebody's grave. Somebody been buried underneath this house somewhere. See? See? You walking on sacred ground. So whenever you enter a house, a new home that you buying, a new apartment or something like that, a new building that you working and walk, where you can work in and stuff like that, go to the four corners and north, south, and east of the building and pray and ask that clean spirits come in and that peace be within your walls. That's inside of your chest walls, not the walls of the house. Peace be within. Okay? All right, now we're gonna talk later because I told y'all. Just remember, files ain't coming. Be kind to one another. Watch your mouth. All right? All right. Now let's say good night. Let's say goodbye. Truly enjoy your thoughts. Thank you. You're welcome, honey. You're welcome. I thank all of you guys for coming in and hanging out with me. I hope that I helped you with something and you took something away from this. Because that is my goal, believe me. That's my goal. All right? All right. All right, y'all. Have a great weekend. Peace, family. I'm gone.